Come on, Livingston, we're gonna go on and on and on. Together we can make it. We're gonna go on and on and on. Come on, Livingston.
Knocks it through. Mullen bursting into the box. Josh Mullen.
Together we can make it.
Mullen's ball across. It's turned in. It's Pittman who's got it. Livingston leads.
Road is long.
Now can they get the ball back in? O'Brien. Lead! And Livingston have the lead! Mum, score.
If we march to
The full-time whistle blows and David Hayes celebrates. And the Livingston fans join in exultation.
come on, Livingston.
Livingston have the lead against Rangers, and they are certainly rising to a few occasions on their return to the top flight in Scotland.
Come on, Livingston. We're gonna
Hello and welcome back to TalkLivi for episode 26 of the season. We're back as usual with more Livi related content, including post-match interviews plus lots of reaction, previews and reviews after another busy week for the club. My name's Ewan and I'm joined by Andy. Callum misses out again this week. Surely he's got to be,
There's got to be some sort of punishment.
Yeah.
This is too many times this is happening now.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to apply for a podcast position, we could easily replace
I'd
Callum.
advise not to because you really don't want to spend that much time with us. So coming up, we look back at Wednesday night's home tie with St Mirren as we continued our tremendous home record.
We'll then hear our thoughts from the gaffer and goalkeeper Ryan Schofield following the delayed Rangers game.
We then review the game with Rangers, give our thoughts on the circumstances surrounding the weekend's fixture and look back at all the big talking points.
TalkLivi Question Time next up. We answer the questions put to us by you, our listeners.
Finally, we look ahead to the Hibs game. Is this one a top 6 decider or is it too soon to talk about deciders just yet?
So let's just jump right in. St Mirren were the visitors to the fortress that is the Tony Macaroni Arena on Wednesday. Another win, another 3 points, 7 wins on the spin at home. Can it get much better, Ewan?
No, it's well documented how good our home record is and we proved that again on Wednesday night. Thought first half we were the better side without creating an awful lot. In fact, I said to you, the whole game just reminded me of the first game with St Mirren.
Yep.
Again, it was 1-0 at half time and it was a game where we kind of bossed the midfield and whatnot first 45 minutes and then we scored early doors. Well taken by Dykes as well, but defending Jim Goodwin was absolutely furious
I'm
with
not
the defending
surprised
for
it
both
was
goals.
horrific.
And then they pulled one back and had a lot of the ball for the remainder of the game, so it was a bit deja vu, but I never really doubted that we'd see the game out.
Yeah.
Um,
It's something that we've became accustomed to now. Gary mentioned it in his post-match stuff that maybe last season we'd have drawn that game or lost that game.
Yeah.
Never really thought about that at all on Wednesday when the game was getting played. I thought we started well for a change.
Yeah.
And I say for a change because I feel like we've been slow to start recently. Even though our form's been good, I still feel like we've given away chances.
It takes us, 10-15 minutes maybe to get into the flow of the game.
We obviously had chances. You mentioned the first half. Guthrie header cleared off the line.
Yep.
Guthrie again playing a wee 1-2 with Kieran Brown.
Yep.
What's going on there? Centre backs playing 1-2s in the opposition
absolute
box.
Ballers. Absolute ballers.
Hammer thrower FC.
Yep.
And then obviously we can talk about the penalty.
Yep.
Which is obviously where we got the first goal from. Bit of debate. St Mirren fans were very unhappy, but they generally are anyway.
I mean, you would be if you lived in Paisley, to be fair. It's an absolute hellhole. Apologies, St Mirren fans.
What did you make it first view without seeing it back?
Without seeing it back, I thought it was a foul, but I wasn't sure if it was in the box or not. Even looking at it again, it's difficult. The camera angle
It is difficult.
doesn't really give you a kind of conclusive whether it was in the box or not, but I think he clips him and then as he's gone into the box he's almost bundled into the back of him because he's lost balance and then Dykes has gone over. You know, if it is on the line, it's a penalty. So
I think see this argument for Jim Goodwin and the St Mirren fans that the first foul happened outside the box.
well, that suggests there's another foul.
To me, that
doesn't it?
makes absolutely no difference. Dykes has been good enough to stay on his feet despite being fouled.
Yeah.
He's then taken the ball into the box
Yeah.
and been bundled over.
Yeah.
It's a penalty. At the time,
Yeah.
I'll be perfectly honest, I thought it was very soft. I was surprised when it was given. In fact, I thought initially the referee was going to book Dykes for diving,
Yeah.
just the way it kind of ran over, but having looked at it back, it looked like he was maybe waiting for the linesman to see if it was in or out,
Yeah.
in or out the
Well,
box.
that was what my initial. I was like, it's a foul.
Yeah.
It's whether the lino kind of gives it as a.
But as I mentioned, looking back at it, there is a foul. Yes, there's a foul outside the box, but there's also a foul inside the box.
Yeah.
Dyke goes down inside the box, penalty.
Yeah.
I don't see there being an argument.
As I say,
between
the
them.
statement of the first contact.
Exactly.
The first contact. That means there's more than one kind of foul in that
Yeah.
process. So
Yeah.
for me, it's a penalty. But at the time, it wasn't conclusive. Let's say.
And then obviously we seen the half out. I would say we were very comfortable first half, much the better team.
Yeah.
Second half couldn't have went much better. You obviously mentioned it, the second goal. There was people claiming Keegan Jacobs' ball was a long ball.
It's a great through ball.
Stereotyping Livingston again with a long ball football. There's not a chance in hell that's a long ball. It's awful defending, yes.
Yeah.
But Keegan Jacobs swivelled really well, played a great through ball to Dykes, who's ran onto it. And see, the thing with Dykes is you're confident he's scoring there.
Yeah.
See, when he's running through,
He's in that kind of form.
yeah, when he's
this
running
season,
through
so.
there was not a doubt in my mind that he wasn't going to score.
Yeah.
He just looked so confident. Whereas you take into account,
Robbo had a similar one.
I was never confident Robbo was
Nah,
scoring.
sorry, Robbo.
And he'd done everything right.
Yeah.
He'd done absolutely everything right, but I was just never
When I saw the
convinced.
angle from behind the goal, I actually think he should have gone the other side of the keeper and tries to go across the keeper.
Yeah.
But Vladke's actually hit the deck quite quickly. I think if he lifts it, the other side of him, he probably scores. But
And
you know,
then-
I'm not a professional, so
And then obviously St Mirren get one back quite quickly, 5-6 minutes after our second, which is a tad frustrating. You go for that sort of comfortable zone to
yeah.
now, God, the game back on again. They've got a bit of momentum. It was poor all round for us, wasn't it? Caught too high for me.
Yeah, I mean, as good as I think our centre-half pairing have been since Browns came in, I do think if you get them in a foot race with folk, there's only, most of the time there'll only be one winner and it's going to be the opposition player.
Yeah.
In the foot race, and Obika obviously got wrong side, and there was no doubt Obika was going to go through on goal, so to be fair, he took it well.
He took it well, aye. But as you say, we're not graced with a lot of pace at the
Yeah.
back. And a ball in behind for a beaker. There's only one winner.
Yeah.
Did McCrory go down a bit too early, do you think?
I think it's probably hypercritical.
Yeah,
I say
absolutely.
The one we had the other week against Ross County, I would say did go, he basically gave Mackay the option to go round him by going to the ground. Made it quite easy for him, but I mean, the position of Beaker's in, he's got the whole goal to choose from, so it's basically it's almost like a penalty you're going to guess. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Bruni's not here to stick up for himself. A beaker scoring again. Now is that 3 goals he's scored now since Bruni called
His
him
last
shite?
3 goals have all been against us.
Since Bruni basically called him shite
Yeah.
at the last game, he scored 3 goals against us.
So well done, Bruni.
Well done, Callum. I'm assuming you'll listen to this. Probably not, actually.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Only downside probably was Bartley after to come off at half time.
That's a big loss. Obviously, there's been talk of him being signed into the season, and rightly so.
Yep.
He's really held us together as a unit, and you could almost see that sort of disappearing on Wednesday in the second half when he went off. Not to say that we didn't look
I
like
think you just missed that bit of almost enforcer sort of role in the middle of the park. When you lose Bartley. The player that really stood out for me on Wednesday night was Sibbald. I thought Sibbald was absolutely terrific.
I would totally agree. I think for me, Sibbald was man of the match. He, in fact, I'd argue it was one of his best games for us since signing. Touch on the ball was good. Don't think he put a pass astray.
He was really dogged as well,
battle in the middle, which is no something you would really
associate with Sibbs.
So I totally agree with Sibbald. Obviously, other chances we had. Dykes with a header. Keeper in no man's land, he probably should be scoring.
I think it's one of those ones he's almost expecting the keeper to get it, and then it's come at him kind of split second, and it's like, oh shit. And I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he saw it pretty late on, but at the same time you're hoping that Linden would go and stick that one away.
Yeah, and obviously deserved win, wasn't it? I know we're saying that they got the goal and it was kind of a bit of a lift for them, but they didn't really test us. They had that one in the last minute where they had a shot for distance that was pretty comfortable.
Straight at McCrory, he's just got to push it.
There wasn't anything else that I can think of that McCrory had to do.
No, I think we were really comfortable in the game. As I say, it was very similar to the last one, as they had a lot of the ball, St Mirren, after they scored, but if that game was away, I'd be doubting whether we'd hang on to that result, whilst at home I was pretty calm. I had Bruni one side of me losing the rag, and I just turned around, I was like, just calm.
Yeah.
Fine.
To be fair,
absolutely fine.
I'm in agreement. I'm very rarely nervous at home, even if there's only one goal in it. Unless it's against Rangers or Celtic or that, then obviously it's natural to be a bit nervous about it. But in any other game, I felt very comfortable being 1-0 up because we don't give chances away.
Yeah.
It'd be an interesting start to look at how many chances we've actually given away, because if you think about it, the teams are scoring with maybe their 1 or 2 chances. That's it. They're not getting anything else.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see that stat. I don't know if there's any starters out there that keep that. It's a bit of a strange one to keep, but aye.
Oh, it's the sort of shots on goal that you face and things like that. So, we obviously, it's something we kind of pride ourselves on. I know last season, certainly the first half of it, I think between ourselves and Celtic we'd face the lowest amount of shots on goal or something like that.
Well, was a lot of changes to the team for the game. Was that a bit of a kick up the arse after the Inverness game?
Well, I said after the Inverness game, I don't think any of the guys that came in warranted remaining in the team, and that showed by going back they all fell out the team, all 5 of them. So
the only one we kind of thought might have been Dolly coming in, but he had his usual 60-yard run into the corner on Wednesday, didn't he? To be fair, he done really well.
That's what's so frustrating about Dolly though, is he did something really well and then all of a sudden you see a full-back trying to usher the ball out and you're going, Dolly, Phil.
Yep.
We had a few of those today as well at Ibrox.
A good win, continuing a really good home form, and it was a big win obviously after today's result, and we'll go into that in a wee minute.
The game was off, then it was back on. Who knew what was happening? The one thing we can take away from this whole debacle was that grass pitches should be banned, correct?
Here, yes.
Okay, so after being postponed on Saturday due to a waterlogged pitch, shocking.
Wouldn't get that on plastic?
You wouldn't get it on plastic. The Rangers game at Ibrox was moved to Sunday and finally kicked off just 24 hours later. First up, let's hear the thoughts of gaffer Gary Holt.
Considering the condition, I thought it was a really good game of football between two sides bang at it. I think both teams knew it wasn't going to be pretty, considering the wind and when the rain came down as well, but I thought both teams coped with it really well. It was a good game of football, and disappointed we never came away with something out of the game, simple as that. No, I actually think was wondering why he was shooting, to be honest. I thought he could have took a touch, but that's why he's a striker and I wasn't he. Great strike, hit the post, but then McGregor had a great save for Hyman as well before it to keep them ahead in the game, and Ryan said then wonder save for us first half. I don't think there was too many saves to be made in the game, but when the saves were counted upon, I thought both keepers stood up to test really well. We don't want it as an excuse. That's what I said to the players, we're not going to use it as an excuse, so don't come in here after the game saying we never got time to prep right, we didn't do our usual routine, we didn't do this. It's the game was on, we accept it, we got on with it, and as I said, I thought both teams approached the game in the right manner and went about it in the right way. That it's not ideal, but we don't use an excuse, and I won't have it as an excuse either. We changed it about, we were allowed to, but no, it's something that we had to adapt to, and we knew the way Rangers play with their two inverted 10s, it was going to cause us a problem, so rather than have a back 5 or a back 4 against one man, we kind of changed it up a bit, and I thought it worked it well. At times we knew the full backs would get on it at times, but then could we exploit it when we won the ball, and I think we've done that. I think at times our game plan worked, but then I'll have to have a look back at the goal to find out what actually happened. But I've got to give Scotty some credit. I thought he had it really well and had it early, not to let Ryan get set. So disappointing from our point of view, but it's probably a decent goal from their aspect.
Now let's hear the thoughts of goalkeeper Ryan Schofield.
Yeah, I think not only from me, I think the lads were tremendous. I don't think you can fault anyone out there at all. I think the attitude, the application, to come to a place like this, we're in there disappointed because we think we could have got something out of the game. We limited them to 3 chances maybe. It's my job to get the ball out of the net, so obviously, yeah, I think it's just we're disappointed we didn't get anything out of the game, but I think everyone in there can hold their heads high, and it was a good team performance. Yeah, no, it was difficult. The pitch wasn't the best. It was quite slippy, and the wind didn't help, and it was the rain in parts as well. But I think if anything, it helped us in a way. I mean, we carved some great chances out in the second half ourselves, and on another day, Lyndon's volley goes in, Hyman scores, and it's one of them days. I just don't think it was our day in front of goal. But like I say, them lads, they've created the chances. It was just unfortunate they didn't go our way.
You've not played in a stadium of this size in front of a crowd of this size before today. How did you find kind of that aspect of everything?
No, I think obviously it was exciting to come and play here. Like I said earlier in the week, I played at Huddersfield in front of 25,000 fans, and
They were cheering for you there.
The Huddersfield fans are brilliant. It's a great atmosphere at Huddersfield. Great fans, but here obviously everyone's against you. But it's football, isn't it? You want to play in these stadiums. You want to play in front of the likes of Gerrard and everything. It's what you want to do, and like I say, not only me, everyone out there has put in a shift and proved that they are top footballers. No, never seen anything like it. I mean, I couldn't quite believe it myself, but again, it's testament to the lads, because I imagine Rangers all gone back into their training ground and trained yesterday. We had nowhere to train yesterday. I mean, the lads have dug in together and done well, brilliantly, and then not had the ideal preparation, but let's be honest, if we've got no preparation and come up just shy of Rangers, then we're a match for anyone.
So first up, before we go on to talk about the game, what did you make of the whole situation regarding the postponement?
It was a bit ridiculous, eh? I mean, yeah, firstly, fair play to the groundsman. The pitch didn't look that bad today.
Yeah,
they've obviously
been working on it since 5 in the morning.
They've obviously done a lot of work, but when I heard the game was called off and then was rearranged 24 hours later, I looked at the forecast and I was like, is this really happening? It's to rain all night and all day.
Yeah.
They've been a bit fortunate because the forecast changed overnight. Yeah. There was no rain at all, apart from maybe during the game, the odd spell. Yeah. But before the game leading up to it, there was very little.
I just think it is an absolute farce, right? I agree pretty much 100% with what Gary was saying in the press today. I mean, one, why aren't Motherwell and St Mirren being forced to rearrange their game for today? Why isn't that being forced?
Yeah.
Whilst that was forced on us. Mm-hmm. Right. If I was Gerrard, I would rather the game be off. You've got Braga on Thursday night. Would you not rather a couple of extra days prep for that? Which is probably going to be one of the biggest games of the season.
Yeah.
As well.
I think that...
And then also they've got the St Johnstone tie, which has been postponed since, the League Cup semi-finals. Mm-hmm. Surely that takes, priority over our game. Yeah, because that's been postponed for the longest period of time.
It just seems very, very odd. I mean, it was quite funny on Twitter last night. You might have seen on our Twitter that we were getting a bit carried away. I'll take full responsibility for
I was out. I'm not taking any of the blame for
I just found it funny that the Rangers fans... I mean, there was a tweet from Ibrox Rocks, a fellow podcast account, but for Rangers, and they were saying, it's funny that the SPL have decided the game's on tomorrow, as in today, despite Rangers and Livingston wanting it to be played on Monday. And I quite correctly tweeted them to say, actually, Rangers wanted it played today, as in Sunday. And they were like, no, I don't think so. So all of a sudden, we were the bad people, for calling them out, even though they did want it. And thankfully it's came out in the press now that Stephen Gerrard was on the phone to Davy Martindale or whoever asking for the game to be rearranged 10 minutes after the postponement. It's all there in the press.
What we just need to agree on is that everybody hates Rangers. Okay, we'll just get to that. Everybody hates them.
Let's just get to that. I couldn't agree more. On to the game. It was one of them that we gave a good account of ourselves in, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought. Took me a wee while when we first kicked off to kind of fathom out what system we were playing, but it looked like we went to a 3 at the back.
Yeah. And we didn't have the ball. It looked like Keegan dropped into right back and Lawson dropped in as well. So it was almost like a 5 when we didn't have the ball.
Yeah.
They were almost playing floating midfielders, Lawson and Keegan. They were playing sit-in when we had the ball. When we didn't, they were kind of dropping back into the wide areas, weren't they?
And it was quite smart what we did, because what I would say compared to the first game at Ibrox, I think we were clinging on for half time in that game. Whilst granted, Schofield, one of his saves in particular, when he flicked onto the bar, that is an absolute worldie of a save. The folk on the forum, by the way, that were giving him stick because he hadn't saved a shot, well, go and watch some of his saves today in the highlights, because they were absolutely terrific.
Probably man of the match.
Yeah, I would say between him and Kieran Brown. I thought Kieran Brown kept Morelos very quiet today, actually. You were saying, oh God, every time Morelos got him kind of squared
absolutely.
up.
I'm not going to lie, when I seen the team I thought we've very little pace in that back four. Morelos, Kent, Hadji, they'll have a field day.
Yeah.
But as you say, that we kept, Kent had to go off, he wasn't really in the game.
Really.
Morelos didn't really get a sniff, apart from his goal, but that was offside, so good defending.
Yeah.
So yeah, they done well. I agree. Kieran Brown would be definitely up there as well. I just feel that
Schofield made a couple of.
I just feel that if it wasn't for Schofield, we could have probably lost by more. The first half especially, they had two good saves and one world class save tipping onto the bar for close range. Overall though, it was pleasing to see us competing, wasn't it?
What was good is we kept ourselves in the game. We were putting a bit of pressure on it going into the last kind of 5-10 minutes, which was good to see. The last time we had the red card and it kind of took any, with Dykes obviously getting sent off in particular, it kind of took away any sort of attacking threat and kind of hold up at the top end of the park. But no, we plugged away. We were really dogged today. I mean, that's without Bartley as well. I thought wee Rab came in, first time he's played in a wee while, and didn't really put a foot wrong.
No, he done well.
Wasn't surprised to see him taken off though, considering the lack of football he's had recently. But no, I thought we did well. We had a couple of really good chances. Suda right before the goal, just a couple of minutes.
And that's the difference, eh? You didn't take our chance, which you don't get many at Rangers and Celtic. You don't take our chance, they go up the other end and take theirs.
The goal was really disappointing, wasn't it?
And see the thing is, we defended so well all day, and however it happened, I don't know. Potentially thinking back, maybe Lamy came out of defence to go and press a ball, and left the gap about 30. In fact, a cruise liner could have got through the gap that we left at the back. And
cruise liner could have gone on the pitch yesterday. Apparently as well.
Arfield's not going to miss.
Yeah.
He's 1-on-1 with the keeper. He's in that type of form. He's scoring goals just now. I think that's 9 for the season.
Yeah.
For a midfielder, that's a
pretty
good
decent
return.
numbers. So it's not as good as Stevie Lawless, man. But
but it's I don't want to use the word frustrating because I think we've performed pretty well, but it is.
Yeah.
Because we didn't give that chance away. I think we see the game out and get at least a point out the game, because they were getting more and more frustrated as the game went on.
I think, having only watched kind of highlights of Rangers right since the break, having seen them in the flesh, they really are off the boil.
They're struggling, aren't they?
Just now. They don't look anywhere near the sort of threat. Last time we played them at Livi, they really ran us over.
They dominated that game.
They really dominated, but today I wasn't overly concerned at times. I thought we were quite comfortable in the game for kind of large spells, and Dykes won at the end. Dolly's done brilliantly to knock it down. One of the rare things he did right when he came on, and granted Dolly, but Dykes couldn't have hit it probably any better than he did, and McGregor was absolutely rooted to the spot.
And it would have been incredible scenes, wasn't it? I was sitting like, come on, please score. And then when I had that chance, I was like, oh God, that was it. That was that opportunity near the end to get it. I think we have to talk about the common assault by one of our players on our very own manager.
Yes.
Scott Pittman, you should be ashamed of yourself, 2-footing Gary Holt.
Well, I mean, rarely do you see Pitts get dropped, but I fully expect him to be out of the whole squad next week at Easter Road.
I mean,
of all the lads that could have done it, wee Pitts will probably be apologising for the next week.
I would love to be a fly on the dressing room wall to hear what the banter is with wee Pitts sitting there like, sorry Gaffer, sorry Gaffer. Gary Holt giving him a stern telling off and then walking out the room pissing himself off.
I think Gary will be delighted that Pitts has shown the enthusiasm to go and stick a foot in. I think that's the way Gary is.
Absolutely.
I think he'll absolutely love that.
Yeah. What did we make then? Obviously Bartley is injured. We obviously mentioned a few weeks ago that he was suspended. Turns out he's not suspended. The yellow cards that he accumulated.
But we were hazarding a guess it would be this game.
Yeah, so he missed out anyway. But there is a question later, but we'll just go into it now because it kind of links. Are we likely to see him in the near future? No, it's a tough one. We don't really know, but we believe he was in a moon boot.
I mean, the gaffer said he had his foot in a bucket of ice on Wednesday night, but he described it more as a precaution.
Yeah.
So I don't see Bartley being out for too long. I know ankle injuries can be quite complex to manage and stuff like that, but Bartley doesn't really miss games, does he?
No.
He's not that type of player. So
what did you? Obviously, we went to a free and it kind of worked. But what did you make of McMillan and Aaron Taylor-Sinclair dropping out, who have been very solid for us? Let's be honest.
I do think that at times there are certain players who almost seem easy to drop, and I feel like McMillan falls under that bracket. But I do think it's very harsh whenever I see McMillan back out the team, because I think he had a very good game on Wednesday night again.
Yeah.
And I think in recent weeks he's been terrific.
Been one of your better players, I would say.
So I do think it is difficult.
Yeah. I think as well. Was there a wee message by the gaffer? It's great to see Nicky Devlin back on the bench.
Yeah.
Was that a wee sort of right? You need to get your head down because you've now got really stiff competition because Devlin's back and he's raring to go.
Yeah. Absolutely delighted to see Nicky back. I know Nicky was kind of targeting end of February to get back in about it. So hopefully we'll see him back soon. Player I really rate. So I think because we went to a 3, I think he was maybe tweaking it in such a way that we had more kind of forward thinking players in the wider areas. If we did get the ball, I think that was maybe the approach we took with it today, rather than playing 2 full backs and wing back positions. I think it maybe encourages you to be a bit more defensive. Maybe not offer the kind of same out ball or going forward.
Absolutely.
But I think that's probably why the two have come out of the team. It's more tactical rather than a reflection on their recent performances.
So I mean, a proud performance. Came away quite proud of the team. Obviously we fell short in the end, losing 1-0, but let's be honest, the two teams, the facilities and everything about them is night and day.
Tell you what it shows, we've had those games with Rangers this season, so we've had 3-1, 1-0, 2-0 and 1-0.
Yeah.
Right. We've been in
Competed.
every single game and competed with them. You look at some of the numbers that they've taken off teams at Ibrox this season. We've gone there and been in the game for,
frustrated them.
Yeah, and been in the game for large spells of it. So
fairly early on, actually, it only took about 8 minutes before the Rangers fans started to get on their backs because we were forcing them back the way and sideways, and that's great work considering the turnaround, because the Rangers fans seem to love that comment about the turnaround between a Monday game and a Thursday game. Well, we played Wednesday and Sunday there, and we've looked well drilled. well capable of getting a result, well coached.
Yeah.
That's credit to the coaching staff, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But it's on to Easter Road next week.
TalkLivi Question Time now. A few questions to get through, so we'll just get started right away. First up, we're asked, putting the income the Old Firm generate aside, would Scottish football be more interesting, competitive without them?
I think it's quite obvious, yes. It would. I mean, the thing is, I think we've got another question kind of Old Firm related, but the money that Scottish football gets, it's really sad to say, is because of the Old Firm.
Generated because of them, isn't it?
Right. As much as it pains me to say as a non-Old Firm supporter, without them, Sky aren't going to go for a TV deal for Scottish football, are they?
No.
Let's be honest. They pretty much pay to get 4 Old Firm games guaranteed a season. That's the sad reality of it. Do I think the Scottish League would be more competitive without them? Yes. But you'd probably have an even worse product on board.
And even then,
because
competitive, is there not more likely that you're going to have a team the likes of Aberdeen who are then going to start dominating Scottish football? Because teams like Livingston and Inverness are just throwing teams out in the sort of thing there. They're not going to be making as much money.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be getting as good players. Whereas Aberdeen, they're still generating 14,000 crowd.
Yeah.
So they've got more money to spend.
Same as your Hibs and Hearts.
So it's going to go the same way. Hibs, Hearts, Aberdeen might start dominating, and then do we talk 15, 20 years down the line, would Scottish football be better without those teams?
Yeah.
So it's a difficult one. Obviously it would be more competitive initially. And I know what the obviously question says without taking the income out of it.
It's difficult
It is difficult to sort of take that out of it because they, and with you, as much as it pains me to say it, they bring so much income into the league. You just look at us, we probably get 3 full houses a season now, which we wouldn't get without them.
Exactly.
So how much is that? About 200,000-300,000?
Yeah, exactly.
There's 2 or 3 players.
Yeah.
So, it's
probably more than that.
Absolutely. So it is a difficult one.
Our structure is definitely more than that, probably. So.
It is a difficult one, but yeah.
What's your thoughts on merging the Premiership and Championship, then also merging League 1 and League 2?
So it kind of goes for what we were just saying about the Old Firm having 4 games a season. To me, actually, and this is not the sort of the common thought for most Scottish football fans. I didn't mind the 12-team top league.
Nah.
It's generally exciting. You've got teams in the middle of the league who are competing to try and get in that top 6. I know you're going to come to me and say, well, remember Stevie Lawless said that it's not really something to tell the kids about, but it's an interest.
Yeah.
You've got 4 teams at the bottom of the league trying to stay clear of the bottom 2 positions, and Rangers and Celtic are going to run away with it.
I think the way the league's set up just now is you have less meaningless games.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you make the league into a 20-team league, you get what you get down south in the Premier League. You get so many absolutely meaningless games when it gets to this period of the season, because you're no in the mix for Europe, or you're not in the mix for getting relegated. So you're just playing for the sake of playing almost, which I'd rather have. I always said when we were coming back up through the leagues, League 1 was actually one of the most exciting leagues.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we won. It was under Gary Boland. We won the division with 5 games to go, but every one of the 5 games we played, the team we were playing against had something to play for. You wouldn't get that if you had a 20-team league.
I get the calls for it. I totally see why, because you've got teams out with the top league who would bring a lot to it. Let's be honest, and I know we hate hearing it about the crowd numbers and this and that and the next thing, but there is big teams in the Championship. Dundee United's one.
Yeah.
Obviously they need to get promotion on merit, which it looks like they're going to do. So that'll be a good introduction to the Premier League, especially if you're. I mean, it looks Premiership. Sorry.
Does your fox?
See, I keep doing that. Especially if you're going to lose a team like Hamilton. I've got all the respect in the world for Hamilton, but most Scottish football fans would look at that and go, "That's great for the league." 16-team league Premiership is a potential. There's also an argument that if there's a bigger Premiership, that more teams would blood youngsters, because if they're in the middle of the table, there's more chance of them putting youngsters into the team when there's not a lot to play for, getting them first team experience. So there's arguments both ways.
My biggest argument when it came to the league reconstruction or tinkering with the leagues was introducing a second opportunity for promotion to the top flight. That was my biggest one, because again, I'll go back to under Gary Bowen when we did get promoted into the first division at that point. Ross County ran away with the league that year. They finished like 25 points clear or something like that, but they'd won the league by January. It made that division null and void pretty much. There was, again, nothing to play for the teams in that. Introducing the playoffs in the championship, which we've obviously experienced to our benefit, what excitement that brings to that league all of a sudden. I still think they need to tinker it, because I still think it's outweighted in favour of the Premiership side. That's one thing I don't think will change, because it's going to rely on votes from Premiership sides agreeing to
not going to happen.
Changing the format.
Let's be honest, if we're getting a vote now as a Premiership club, we're not going to vote for that.
Yeah.
But as a Championship club, we would vote for it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest there.
So that's probably not going to change, but I think they've introduced that, so it does give that opportunity at a second team getting promoted into the league, which for me I wouldn't change the setup, because I think there's more negatives to positives.
The only thing I would potentially look at is going into the second part of the question, that merging League 1 and 2. Would it not be more beneficial to have a regional setup below the Championship level? And I know it's difficult because you've got a lot of teams north and not as many teams in that sort of lower down the leagues south. But is there not a way sort of splitting regional?
I think that just makes any relegations and promotions more complicated.
Yeah, it would.
And then you get odd numbers in one league and etc.
It's difficult. It is difficult. It's just a wee throw out there.
Yeah.
Next one. Thoughts on the recent board reshuffle? Directors leaving. Should we be concerned? What have you heard?
From the wording of the statement, I don't know an awful lot of what's going on behind the scenes, but for me the wording of the statement read along the lines of, they want to get, these guys were great for us in League 1 and the Championship, but now that we're a Premiership club, we need guys who are going to be there all the time and can make a difference day to day. Was basically what I read into it. I've spoke to Brian Ewan a number of times. I know he was coming up from Bristol for board meetings. That's it's a massive commitment, but he's done great things to the club in that time. But there's an example of someone who maybe can't get involved on a day-to-day basis because of other circumstances. I know John's come back in because he can now offer being there more regularly.
And I've always been quite consistent, and I think I mentioned it maybe a few weeks ago, that as long as John Ward is there, I'm fairly comfortable, because having spoke to John in the past, both sort of interviewing wise and obviously as a friend, just a normal sort of sit down chat, I'm very comfortable that he has the best interests of the club at heart. I have no doubt in my mind that he will make sure the club is still there, regardless of the board reshuffle. So in terms of that, I'm fairly comfortable. The rumours that are flying about, what do we know? We know as much as everybody else.
Well, I did see John getting involved in a wee bit on Twitter. He basically, someone was talking about Rankin's involvement and Bjurskin's, I think, is it? How you pronounce it? He basically said the club wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the money that Rankin's put in, and Rankin's owed money, which is why Rankin is still involved at the club, quite rightly so. If I was owed the money that...
Was it 700,000, I think the figure
If I was owed the money that John's mentioned, I would still want to be interested in what's going on at the club. And then there was an incident with Stadium House with electricity last year, which he said Bjurskin's helped the club out a great deal with, the kind of legal side of things. But again, I'm with you. I've spoke to John multiple times in kind of different capacities, doing the interviews for the podcast or when he's playing at one of the pubs throughout West Lothian on a Saturday night. I just trust him.
Yeah.
And he has the best interests of the club at heart. So I don't think fans need to start jumping to conclusions and getting worried.
It's easy. I suppose it's easy to jump to conclusions when you've got an ex-director who's done a lot for the club. That we've got no qualms with the man at all. But when he puts on his bio, so the thing that he done, I've not got it up, and I can't remember exactly what it said. But that's always going to start people talking.
Yeah.
And I get that. Totally get that. But what to remember is there's two sides to every story.
Yeah.
One side can say it now, and the other side maybe can't say it.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't speculate too much. And as I say, I'm fairly comfortable with the situation as long as John Watt's there. If he wasn't there, I'd be a bit more concerned.
Yeah. So next one, I kind of touched on this last week on the podcast, I think. Livi are usually singled out for having an AstroTurf pitch, even though two other teams in the league use Astro also. Why is this?
You called it last week, exactly. That we are winning games at home, whereas Kilmarnock and Hamilton are generally
have a more mixed record, home and away, a more balanced record, let's say. So it's going to be an obvious one. Stephen Thompson on Sportscene, I actually tweeted Sportscene, I want this to get mentioned this week.
You'll be lucky.
Yeah, I know. But we have actually had a look at the stats for our performances on Astro away and grass away, and actually we earn more points on grass away from home despite our away record.
It's generally our home, and see the thing is, I was looking at it as well, and
it was only Motherwell that had a better away record than home record this season.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I know it's easy because the differentiate all the points tally between our home and away games is more than anybody else, but you've got St Mirren at home who have won 12, 13 points off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I've only got 5 away.
Yeah.
So that is
was
a
it not we had the
7th
best away record in the league as well, which pretty much sums it up. We've only won 2 games on the road, and I think we've only lost something like, since promotion, we've only lost 50% of our away games.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's not.
Tell you what, had you turned, constant games we mentioned from this season, had we turned, those games
with one at St Johnstone, Hibs, Hearts,
St Mirren, right, Hearts, turn those 4 games into wins, nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. It is frustrating, but we've just got to live with it until we sort of start winning away from home, and then folk will start forgetting. Next up, who is your player of the season so far if the award was tomorrow, and who has been the surprise package you didn't think would be so influential?
I'll go surprise package. I would say Guthrie.
Good shout, yeah, not a bad shout.
Mainly because it's now became apparent that Walsall fans don't have a clue what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because they were berating Big John.
They were Big Bad John.
Big Bad John on Twitter. That Big Bad John, honestly, he's like the nicest guy you could ever speak to.
Hi guys. Hi guys, thanks for having me on.
He's actually like the nicest guy ever. It's more ironic, I think, the Big Bad bit.
Yeah.
But I would say he was a surprise package, because when we signed Dykes, a lot of folk have said Dykes was a surprise package, but I just thought, when we signed him last January, I thought he is possibly the exact type of number 9 we need, and I was really confident that he'd prove to be an absolute gem of a signing.
Yeah.
In terms of, if I had to pick 4 players to put on a poll for player of the season, it would be Guthrie, Bartley, Stiv and Dykes.
Yeah, to be fair, that's probably most. I would be very surprised if there was anyone out with that folk are thinking about.
Folks' opinion will always differ, right? Because some folk love like I was a winger when I played, and I played up front.
What?
Right, so I like what Stiv does in terms of his creativity on the ball and how Dykes absolutely bullies centre halves, right? I love that sort of thing, but then you've got folk who love watching, John just do basics at the back really well, so everyone's opinion will differ. If I had to pick one, I'd probably go Dykes, because I think he has the biggest influence on us.
Yeah, it's a difficult. That second one is difficult. Player of the Year, if it was awarded tomorrow, it would be hard to argue against Dykes for that. Most influential player though,
Probably say influential would be Bartley.
Bartley is massively influential.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go Dykes for Player of the Year if it was tomorrow, and Bartley is most influential.
Yeah. Next one, should next season's winter break be abolished?
Because it goes back to today's sort of...
I like the winter break because, for financial reasons as a football supporter,
Yeah.
January is a long month, and having 3 weeks with no football in January is actually quite good and cost effective.
See,
I look at it as a personal fan that goes to every game home and away.
See, I suppose the argument would be is, do we need the winter break in January, or would it be better suited to be in February when a lot of games are getting called off in February and not so many in January? I don't know the stats, I've not looked at it, but off the top of my head, there's been a lot more games that I can remember called off in February than there ever had been in January.
Mate, I'm not going to lie, I don't have the postponement
It's
stats.
different. I mean, what
Scotland's a difficult country to predict because
it is.
you had the Beast from the East, which was in March.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right, for example, so it's difficult to predict when our worst spell of weather is, but I think in our season, that's probably the most natural period for a winter break to get put
I
into.
think the thing that annoys most fans is we pile in the games in February.
We pile games in December as well.
Whereas in the sort of early stages of the season, you're playing Saturday. There's very little midweek games when you're in the height of summer or you're good weather at that point.
It's the best time to play them.
Surely you play all these midweek games at that point, and then that saves, if there is any postponements in sort of after December time, you can then fit them in during the week. It just seems a bit mad that you're cramming in all these games during the worst period of weather.
Yeah.
And forcing fans to travel in it.
Yeah.
And there we had to go up to Ross County, then Inverness, in 3 days, in a storm, middle of a storm, and then we're forced to go to Ibrox in the middle of a storm. It's ludicrous. Would it abolish it? Probably not, but there's probably other ways to go about it. I'd maybe move the date, in my opinion.
With Schofield having a class game today, who do you think will take the position at Easter Road?
He did have a class game today, but I think McCrory will return his between the sticks.
Yeah, I think what I would say with Schofield today is he's not done himself any harm.
No.
He's, as I said, he's proved a few folk on the forum wrong today, and that his shot stopping is, I think he's just been unfortunate. The 2 games he's played, one he's conceded an overhead kick and a free kick, you know what I mean, so he was getting all of this stick, he doesn't save anything, he's only had 2 shots to face, blah blah blah. But some of the saves he pulled off today were immense.
They were good,
it gives the management something to think about. Competition for places, it's something we always talk about in our squad, and that's no bad thing, but I would probably say McCrory comes back.
Yeah, I would say McCrory or Malley.
Yeah, or Gary.
Yeah, big Gary. Could Lyndon Dykes and Dolly Menga make a good partnership? They both looked pretty good together today.
I pointed out
Careful how you answer this, Ewan.
one moment.
There is a lot of Dolly Menga fans that listen.
There was one moment where they looked good together, where Dolly thought through what he was going to do and knocked it down for Dykes. I don't know what else you saw that made you think they looked good together.
Well, they gave away a lot of fouls when they didn't need to.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
As Gary always says, Dolly's Dolly.
To be fair, you I was going to say you know what you get with Dolly, but that's
You really
completely
don't.
wrong. You don't. There's times where he's unbelievable. He'll like Wednesday night, he'll run 60 yards and when you're throwing and at the edge of their box.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And then there's other times where, like today, in the last sort of couple of minutes of the game, he'll chase a ball down and force the defender to face his own goal, and instead of just standing off him and putting him under pressure, he'll just barge him over and give away a free kick and let him away with it. So
Personally, I don't think they'd make a good combination because Dolly's so unpredictable.
Yeah. London would be making runs, expecting the balls to come through, and Dolly would still be doing step overs and pushing his...
I'll never forget a game last season. I can't remember who it was against, but it was Dolly was doing like a wee sort of dummy or a step over, and Sean Byrne turned round to the bench and just went, "What's he doing?"
We don't know, Sean. We still don't know.
But as I say, Dolly's Dolly.
We're not going to change our system. We
No.
play one up front. It's been successful
All
this season.
season.
We're not going to change it now for Dolly to
And
go in and
my
partner.
opinion, I've been saying this about Dolly for ages. I think he's better as a wide player.
Yeah.
Which takes out the account for him to play as a second forward.
Yeah, totally. Finally, one last question. If the Rangers, like what you done there, are the second best team in Scotland, why should Livi have any doubts that we can finish in the top 6? And also, can we double our away wins in the next fortnight with wins at Easter Road and in Perth?
I think there's a good opportunity for the points and stuff like that. Next 2 games. Hibs have picked up a bit.
Won today again,
yeah.
good result at Kilmarnock,
So-
rejuvenated Kilmarnock.
Yeah, so they have picked up a bit of form in recent weeks. So I think it will be a difficult game at Easter Road, but I think the last few times we've been there, we've been really competitive.
We have
and,
been, well in the games.
Well in the games, and we've looked like we can score against them. I always think Hibs are a team that suit us, because
They like to attack, don't they?
they like to try and play a bit open, which allows us to kind of play on the break. But I also think their weakest area of their team is their spine of the team, whereas I think our strongest bit of our team is the spine of our team.
Yeah.
So I think we suit playing them. We'll go into predictions shortly, but I'm confident we can get a result there. Went up to St Johnstone earlier in the season, really should have beat them, put them to the sword up there. But again, they've improved a bit since we played them start of the season. I was really impressed with them when they came to us midweek a few weeks back. I thought they tried to play a bit more open. The boy Hendry's in really good form up top for them. So I think 2 away games, they're difficult, but they are both winnable. They're games I'm sure the coaching staff are looking to try and target points in.
Absolutely. On the top 6?
Top 6, I mean, I'll still take Ted.
Knew that was coming. Listen, I'll be honest, we should absolutely be targeting top 6. Given where we are, given the amount of games left before the split, it should be something we're looking at. We've got 3 home games left.
Yeah.
If we can get 7 points out of those 3 home games alone, I would hazard a guess that could be enough to get
I
us
think
into
that would
that top
definitely
6.
be enough. I mean, what are we on just now, points wise?
47? 37, sorry, 37.
So you get that amount of points, you're at 44, which is the number from last season.
Yeah. So 3, and then that's only the home games I'm considering. If we can go and nick a point at Hibs or going up to St Johnstone and potentially get a win.
Yeah.
So on the top 6 we should absolutely be targeting that. On the other games, I don't see why we can't go and win a game at Easter Road or at Perth, but we need to play to our potential.
Yeah.
It's up to us to turn up on the day.
Yeah.
So that's all the questions. I think we've had loads of questions. I hope we've got through them all. If I've missed any, apologies. But yeah, keep sending them in for the next time. It's a really good feature and lets you all sort of get involved with the podcast.
Finally this week it's time to preview our next game. It's a trip to the capital to face Hibs at Easter Road. Some would say the battle to be top dogs in the Lothians. Others would say we already have that sewn up given our recent record against both Edinburgh sides. Can we pick up an away result against a much changed Hibs team?
Yes, we can, as we just spoke about. There's no reason why we can't go to Easter Road and get a result. We've been decent there. We've competed well. Yes, it is a much changed side. They look far more threatening going forward with McNulty. I think Docherty is a great signing. I really rate that boy. I think he's got a big future if he keeps his head down. So it will be tough. We'll need to be at it like we do with any game. If we're not at it, we're not going to get anything. Big game for us. I think we mentioned earlier on, is it a top 6 decider? it could be.
Yeah.
It really could be if we can go there and win.
Yeah.
That forces Hibs behind us as well. I think they're behind us anyway at the moment.
They're a point behind
us. If we could go 4 clear of them again, with 6 to play before the split, something like that, that's a massive points tally, and that's without even considering 7th place. So yeah, it could be one of these top 6 deciding games.
Yeah, I mean, again, we touched it. I think Hibs are a team that suit the style of play that we have, and how we can impose ourselves on them. I think the game earlier in the season was a game we really should have again put them to the sword and taken 3 points from them, but as you say, some of the business they've done in January has been very good. McNulty will score goals. He's already got 4. I don't know if he scored today or not, but he got a hat-trick on his first game back against BSC, and then goal during the week as well. So we know exactly what McNulty does.
Absolutely.
He's a good finisher. So
it seems like they've got a much better balance now. That I mean, they've been playing 2 up front, McNulty and Doidge, with Allen in behind, which is probably his best position.
Yeah.
So it is a very attacking lineup. Docherty then sitting is a much better player than what they've had all season.
Yeah.
So it is going to be a harder task. What I would say, defensively they're no great. I think they've not kept many clean sheets at home. I think Ross County, obviously they kept a clean sheet at home, but before that they were averaging losing 2 goals a game at home.
Yeah.
So we can get at them.
Yeah, I mean, we scored 2 there earlier in the season, so there's no reason why we can't go there and score, and I'm confident that we will. It's something I have been really confident this season with the team in terms of going forward. I always think we're a threat.
Yeah.
There have been the odd couple of games where you just kind of have those games during the season where you just think you could play all day and without scoring, but I think there's going to be goals in the game. As you say, Hibs they do look, I agree with you, I think they look more balanced with the recruitment they've done in January, and they do have good attacking options. Boyle as well is another one you didn't mention. He's had a good season.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be goals in it.
I think it again. I keep saying it. It's down to us.
Yeah.
If forget Hibs for a minute. If we turn up and perform the way we can, if we can perform the way we can at home in this game, we get something for the game.
For example, if we play like we did against Hibs at New Year, there's absolutely zero doubt in my mind that we could go there and win.
Yeah.
We absolutely bossed Hibs that day, so there's no doubt about that. What are you thinking prediction wise?
As you say, I think there'll definitely be goals. I'm going to go for a repeat 2-2 draw.
That is exactly what I was thinking. 2-2.
Yeah, I just think that both teams will score, and it'll be a pretty open game, and an exciting game. And if we can frustrate Hibs, there's no reason why we can't actually go there and win. We'll see what happens. What about team lineup then? We've played Rangers today. We've changed our sort of style of play. Do we go back to the usual setup with McMillan coming back in and Aaron Taylor Sinclair coming back in? If Bartley's fit, he probably comes back in. We don't know if it will be.
Yeah, I think, as I say, tactically we did that today to probably give us. Rangers have good wingers and whatnot. Kent and Hadji have been very decent for them, so I think that was part of the reason we went to the system we did today. I think we will go back to kind of 4-2-3-1, which we've been playing the majority of the season. It'll be interesting this game because we should have Dykes available, touch wood.
Yeah.
We didn't have him at Easter Road last time, so I think he can.
Yeah,
I think we'll be able to get at them defensively, as you mentioned, and I think he'll cause handling and.
We went for a bit of dig and a bit of bite with the 2 sitting players today, and Keegan and Crawford.
Yeah.
Do we drop one of them out to put Sybil back in, or do we go similar again and just put a bite into that midfield again?
It's an option. I mean, Sybil played the last game against them and
scored at Easter Road.
Last game at Easter Road, yeah, but I think Gary singled him out for a lot of praise in the last game at Livi against them. So I like to see Sybil play because I think Sybil's that sitting player that kind of keeps your game ticking over. But I think Crawford can do that as well. As I say, we have so many options.
Keegan's played two. Obviously, they played Wednesday, came on second half and played the second half and played all day today. So maybe he would be due a rest.
I think Keegan, if you lose Bartley, I think Keegan probably does.
He's a more natural replacement.
More natural out of the midfielders we have to replace Bartley. I think Keegan just has that bit more bite, and he kind of acts as almost a shield in front of your back four, which Bartley does very well. So I feel he's the most. If Bartley wasn't available, he's the most natural of our midfielders that comes into the side. Which, as you said, it's kind of Crawford, Sibbald. It depends what approach for me you want to go with.
Definitely. So it's going to be a tough game. We're predicting goals. Hopefully we'll see you at Easter Road for that goal fest, and hopefully we can
get a good noisy crowd along.
Yeah, let's do that. Would the team deserve it? We're top 6 for a reason. Let's get a good noisy crowd along and get right behind the team, and let's hope for it to be on the right side of that goal fest.
Yep.
That's it for another episode of TalkLivi. No Callum, so no What Does Your Fox in again this week, but we'll hopefully have that back next week.
Honestly, I get on a run and look at you trying to derail me.
Nothing to do with me. If Callum was here, it would be on.
Listen to you.
Thanks again to everyone who continues to listen and obviously get involved and interact with us on our social media.
You can find TalkLivi on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter by just searching for TalkLivi. Hit like and follow to keep up to date with everything we're doing. You can also find this episode and all of our other episodes on all good podcast streaming sites, including iTunes, Spotify, Castbox, plus many more.
All our episodes are also on our website, talklivipodcast.libsyn.com. Don't forget, we're also on YouTube. You can find us by searching TalkLivi. Hit the subscribe button, we'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave a comment as well, or a review on iTunes. It's always greatly appreciated.
So that's it for another week from Andy and myself. Thanks again for listening. Hope to see you all at Easter Road to cheer the team on to success.